Alright, what's going on, people? Another tank update. This is that 40-gallon that I showed you in the last video. A lot of coralline has been going on to these rocks, as you can tell. From the purpley to some rock that was just kind of recently moved. It kind of was white in the sand, laying in the sand. This rock is starting to take some color. Simple setup. I just threw some bio cubes in this bulk resupply reactor. And it's normally for like GFO and carbon, but I just put some pellets in there and kind of added a bio load to it, including some, rock up in here, some live rock. You get a top view of some flow. Nothing, fancy with it. It drains down right here, and then have this pump just pumping, and a little bit of sand in the bottom, and a whole bunch of live rock in here. Made sure that it was a good, at least 50 to 60 pounds probably alone. That big rock I know weighs at least 5 pounds, 7 pounds easy. So it's probably about maybe 30 to 40 pounds. I was over-exaggerating a little bit with the rock, but a lot of live rock in there. Well, dry rock being live rock now. This stuff over here has been growing crazy. As you can tell, all the way to the top. Starting to take root. I put my frog in here. Let's see if I can find it for you. Here he is. My frog. Yeah. Where's he at? There he is. You can see him. He's right there. Right there. Mr. Frog hanging out. Sorry my camera's blurry, but he's chilling out. Likes to hide in here, goes from the jack dempsey, things like that. But they've all been getting along pretty good. Stuff's growing fantastically in here. The single, T8 bulbs, T8, around the, I would say, between 55 and 65K. Somewhere in between that range. Growing with it. The single bulbs. And then up top, which is my main plant display. These are both 55, so you're just catching on my videos now. But just tons of plants. This has been growing like crazy. Everything's looking really healthy. This just runs off of this 75. Surprisingly, it's got a wet trickler in there, wet dry trickler, and I forget the name brand of it, but awesome over the back pump. If you want to filter, those are definitely the ones to get. They're really quiet and they just pump. I mean, you can tell stuff's growing out of there, like some beneficial moss and stuff, that I stuck in there and all, back through here and around just to give some decorative look. Here's some right here, It kind of just grows and spreads out, and filters the water with phosphate and different things like that, So, I mean, even with that growing in there, I haven't changed that one bit. I've just been leaving it as is, kind of, and just waiting for the day where it goes boop, boop, and kind of doles out on me, where I'll take the pump apart and, clean out the motor, and the propeller, and all that stuff, But it's running strong. I mean, the thing's almost, it was overpowering, so that's what I did. I It's been letting it do its thing. Give you the saltwater tank. This has been going alright. I've been having some problems with some algae and things like that. As you can see, my sand bed is just looking kind of ugly with the diatoms and whatnot, but eventually I'm going to have this thing set up to where I won't have to worry about water changes that throw the swing off and you know, dosing this tank. Gonna get this thing set up. Oh, new addition. Even though my plug just fell out for him, so bear with me. But here we go. Let me plug it back in. New addition. And this light is pretty cool. I mean, it doesn't look bright right now, but it actually starts to get brighter and brighter and brighter, as you see. And it will full on crank up. This thing produces 24 watts, but it displays over, like, I think it's 70 watts. And it's just a regular CFL bulb, but it has some kind of heat sink to it. And they had a really cool one too. I suggest, if you want to spend the money, there was one there for like $40, which this is only $10, so I figure, hey, why not give it a whirl? You know, it's a 5.5K, you know, Kelvin rating, so I figured, why not give it a whirl? You know, as it's brightening up more and more from my macro. You know, it seems like a really good bulb. You know, it still hasn't warmed up all the way, and this is the light that it's producing. You know, and this is really dark. You know, this is light enough. I can adjust this with my little beam, my little reflector, my beam. But you know, I changed up the water flow dumping into here, dumped all my live rock and whatnot into this first chamber, figuring this would be like the main bio chamber normally that you would see with bio pellets, yada yada yada. And then eventually I'll come around and I'll throw the more live rock tucked in here and there, and you know, wherever I can squeeze some smaller live rock around so it doesn't affect my motor too. You know, of course this will be adjusted probably a little bit differently. You know, when I update the video or whenever I get the live rock. But yeah, that's pretty much it. As you can tell, this thing's really starting to shine on things. It's just a clamp on, you know, very simple. I just put some piece of wood right here, you know, put a screw in there. You know, now this thing, look at that thing. Wham! You know, just, this is rated like 70 watts of lighting just shining down here at 5.5K, compared to what I had before was the 10Ks. Like I said, like I wanted to get rid of that lighting, so I was going to go to Home Depot or whatever and buy this. I actually got it at Ace for this, and then I went to Home Depot and got the lighting. I saw the LED ones, but they were $40, so I figured, I'll go with this one. You know, it was like maybe 20 cents cheaper. They rated at 20 cents cheaper yearly or monthly or however they do it. You know, it's really pennies on matter, but still, to save a couple bucks and have a cool LED, you know, light that's CFL. You know, that's awesome. For your refugium, you'll be saving money, you'll be running LED, you know, and you'll have plenty of light for your macro and, you know, your different types of algae. They have different Kelvin ratings, you know, and they keep cool. You know, like, look, I'm putting my hand on this light, alright, and I guarantee, you know, in a couple hours, if I come here again, I put my hand on this light, it's not going to be hot, you know. it's going to be a little warm, but it ain't going to burn my hand. With these lights, I'm talking these things were scorching, causing a lot of, evaporation and things like that. And I just didn't find it necessary when you could just, a simple light to grow your macro. And this has been in here for like 3 days, 4 days, and it's spread out. Like, this literally did its own thing and went down into that little crevice where the rock lay, and it's just been like whomp. I pushed it all into this corner when I first put it in, and it just like whomp, like kind of spread out. Like, this is our area now, dude. Like, grow. I've been seeing a lot of like copepods and different, little critters running around. Some in here too, like in my protein skimmer, now that I have, like I can see down in there, and kind of cool, kind of looks a little ugly, you're looking in a box and there's a protein skimmer in there, but, I would see little, like, copepods and different things all up in this, like, air cycle thing. Also, I was debating, if I go with this in there, I was thinking maybe to take my protein skimmer, put it into here, change the lighting right here with the live rock, but I was also thinking about a deep sand bed, and I'm wondering how you guys feel on that. I mean, it's not really big of a square, and I'm kind of curious, what do you think is more beneficial? Is it live rock, or is it live sand? Me, preferably, I'm thinking that live rock would be more beneficial for as like a bioload or filtration, but then I'm thinking that the deep sand bed takes in the nitrate and the bad things in water also, and then releases them into a gas, so I'm kind of wondering what way would be better, and especially that if it would even do anything with the size of the, refugium area that I have for here. This is that Model 45, I think it's E-hops or something along the line of, I forget the name of it, but, maybe you'll recognize it. Or ADHI, that's what it is. ADHI makes it. I have no idea, I just saw it there and I figured this is the size that I could fit here. I wanted the 3 slots, basically, or 2 slots, and then, the little filter pad, and I could put my pump in here, because I can also drill into here if I wanted to, or drill into wherever if I wanted to go out my middle slot, run some piping into the wall, into this closet, and, put another tank in there if I wanted to or need be. Also, I was planning on running everything together with that tank, being said that I was going to get a tank and come off into this wall up top here, and then have the frag up top with its own filtration part into it. I'm debating how I want to run it. It's probably going to be its own tank up top, what I was thinking. Its own sump area right here, and then the tank being down here. So there would be a box that comes up here, that will be the sump area. And then just, do it over kind of deal. Probably be, less gallonage, but it would look really cool, hang the lights off the roof, and I'm thinking about all LEDs too, maybe some 2 colors, sky's the limit, man. I mean, that's the part of being a reef junkie is, like, once you get something in your tank, you always want something else, there's always got to be something else you need. I'm in dire need. Look at this thing. Like, this is that electrical trap that I've been shocked by over, I would say 30 or 40 times. Yeah, that's no lie. that's the electrical compound of, you know, looking like Albert Einstein here. Got the AI Aqua Illuminations new controller. I don't know if you can zoom into that or see that. Focus my camera. Yeah, new controller anyways. New controller, bam. Really cool though. And it's got this little channel over here. A little world thing. And it's got like different things, like it says Bahamas right now. Like I'm rocking Bahama sunrise. Drinking daiquiris. But, they got different things like Bahamas, Keys, Fuji, Great Barrier Reef, like anything you can think of that has to do with, like, you know, reef places, famous reef places, and they basically region the time out, you know, from settings, like how they adjust to what the sun, the amperage up and the drop, and you can adjust them to what you have your settings at. Like me, I'm still at pretty much 12 hours with 3 hours of ramp time, and then I'm at 25, like all across the board, 25, 25, 25, and I found this a lot better because you get that like full regional view, you know, that full color of what it looks like. Like if we were in the Bahamas right now, this is pretty much what it would be, the lighting, but set to my, you know, my percentage at 25% across the board. But it's been doing its thing. Things are coming out. Bunch of things. Need to get more flow in here, obviously. I have this and that over in this corner. Then I have this pumping on here, and then this big guy pumping. So I definitely need to get some more flow in here, some random flow. That would probably help with the sand bed. You know, a couple little things. I really need to get the system in here, and this little plug outlet. You can turn this off. I don't need this on. That would probably help with the diatoms. But that's my setup. Protein skimmer, return pump, diffusion light. I think I've basically covered it for this month. Come back and check out some more stuff. Check out my new updates. Alright, take it easy, YouTube.